Is the Kia really the best EV car on the market? Today, we're going to be looking at its interiors, exteriors, and overall features to decide if this is the right car for you. First, let's start with looking at the interior of the Kia Niro. It has ample space at the front. It feels really spacious and comfortable throughout the whole front part of the vehicle for both the passenger and the driver. Looking at the passenger side first, you have a really great adjustable headrest. It allows for lots of comfort, and you can see it's slightly curved, which I think is really great for offering just that extra comfort and security. Looking at the fabric of the seats, I think the fabric is really nice. It looks quite premium. You have two different sides to the fabric, the kind of sporty dotted leather with the smoother sides. The front part here for the passenger has a glove box, which although it's quite spacious, it's not the biggest I've seen, but allows for ample space for all the things that you might like to have in the front of your vehicle. Looking at the dashboard, it's really simple. Whilst you still have a lot of the smart features like the touchscreen infotainment system and the control panels here, there's still an element of analog features with your temperature dials and your reverse neutral drive gear stick, which is really nice because it incorporates both the more futuristic feel and a bit more of the traditional button features. The passenger and the driver both have their own buttons to choose from. So whether the passenger is cold and would like a heated seat, or the driver is hot and would like a cooled seat, they can each have their own individual features, which is really great. Also, with the heating control system, the passenger can choose their own temperature dials and airflow, whilst the driver can also have their own. I think that really is great because, you know, one size doesn't always fit all, and the car is really adaptable for all passengers and drivers. Down the front, you have a USB and a USB-C charging socket, which is really great for any devices that you're looking to charge. Down the front, you have the wireless car phone charger, which I believe is also a rapid charger. So that's really great, really easy. Something like charging your phone every day is a key necessity. So you don't need to have lots of cables dangling around your front. You do have the wireless charging feature ready available. Coming down the side, you have the armrest. The armrest actually isn't adjustable, which for me, I would prefer something that was adjustable where I'm slightly smaller. It would be nice for it to extend out, but it's not the worst thing ever. You have a compartment back here where you can put some essentials, as well as ample space down here for anything else that you might need. With the cup holders, a really cool feature is if you put your drink in the cup holder and you press the button, it brings out the other side of the cup holder to really secure your drink, so you don't need to worry about any drinks spilling. And when not in use, you can just push it back in and it allows you for even more room for all your other essential items. The infotainment system is one of my favorite features of this car. It's really easy. I love that you can change all the lights. Everything is super easy at the touch of your fingertips. One of my favorite features is you can preset your infotainment system for the different users. So with your partner, if you share the car with a family member, you can pick who the driver is and it will change all the settings to suit your needs, which I think is so fantastic. As well as the infotainment system being easy to navigate, you also have the control command on your steering wheel, which makes it super easy. I can ask the Kia to show me the navigation and the maps will come up. I can ask the car to pull up Spotify or anything that I need when I'm driving. And that is just so effortless. You don't need to worry about touching anything whilst you're driving, and you can really focus on the safety of yourself, which is really great. 5 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt, 11 kilowatt. BP pulse, 22 kilowatt, 0.5 miles away. BP pulse, how easy. When you first get into the car, it remembers to driver's presets. So automatically, when you open the door, the chair moves backwards to allow ample space for you to firstly get into the vehicle. And then once you're in your seat, it will automatically adjust the height and the back to get you to the most comfortable seating arrangement based on your preset setting. And that's your passenger 1 and your passenger 2, just for the driving side. I think that's great. So I share my car with my boyfriend. Having these 2 features would just be so ideal. No one has to faff about different settings or having certain arguments because of how you've left the seat for the next driver. So just being able to come in, press driver 1 or driver 2 and everything be done for you automatically, I think is really a super cool feature. The steering wheel is adjustable. It rises and lowers and it extends out and goes back. It would be nice to see if this feature could actually be automated, especially with the way the seats are and everything else is really quite techy. It would be great if with the passenger 1 and the passenger 2 settings, it could somewhat be built into those features just for convenience. Looking at the steering wheel, it's not too big, it's not too small. It does feel very comfortable in the hands. You have all the dials that you need at the touch of your fingertips. I think that's one of the greatest things about this car. Everything is easy, everything is very accessible, nothing's overcomplicated. So you can answer your calls, up, lower and higher and lower the volume. You've got the command control. You have different driving modes that you can set your car to. So sports mode and eco mode, really just at the touch of your thumb. You will see as you go through the options, your battery range adjusts. So on normal, we have 155 miles. When we move it to sport, it goes down to 150. But on eco, we go up to 159. So this is a really great feature. If you're running low on charge, you can quickly adjust your driving mode to ensure you're never in danger. Taking us to the roof of the car, both sides, passenger and driver, have a sun visor with a vanity mirror and an optional light. The light isn't automatic, which I quite like, so you're not wasting power and battery. You have your touchscreen lights, which are again super easy. You just touch them and they'll come on and off. You have an SOS button that can dial directly to the police, so if you've ever had an accident or you're in danger, it's just a nice feature to know that you're safe always. You have a great sun visor. It closes and it opens, as well as with a simple button. The sun visor can open all the way. You can pause it at any time in the journey. You can close it if you want to pause it. And if you just want the little back bit to open, you just push it up and you can just have a little bit open. Coming into the back of the Kia Niro, it is super spacious. It feels really comfortable. There's loads of room, so even for 3 passengers, you don't feel like a sardine. There's loads of leg room for all 3 passengers, even the middle seat, which sometimes can be a bit rare. There's ample headspace. I mean, I'm quite short, so it feels like there's ample headspace, but maybe if you were slightly taller, it may be slightly not as comfortable, but for me, there's no issues. All 3 seats have great seat belts. They've got the baby clips ready for the car seats. Super spacious, great fabrics, great materials, a real premium feel. The console in the middle comes down when you don't have a 3rd passenger, allowing for another 2 cup holders and some armrest stability, which again, just adds to the overall comfort of being a passenger in the back. Coming down to the behind the seats, you've got really nice premium hard fabric, easy to clean, especially with the children. You have the ample storage for a few additional bits and pieces that you might want to pop in, although they are hard. So if you're planning to put maybe an air freshener or something in there, there probably isn't much room for that. You have 2 charging ports. However, these are just USB-C, so you don't have a USB and a USB option. It's just the USB-Cs, which again, nice feature to have. Nothing more than I hate than chargers and cables coming from the front over to the back. With the adjustable headrest that you have on the seats, they also allow the use to be a perfect bag holder, which for me is great. You can get your bag, pop it over the top, readjust the head seat down, and it really does allow for some extra security. You know, I had a situation where the policeman knocked on my door and told me to move my bag from the passenger seat, and I thought it was safe because I was driving the vehicle at the time and my doors were locked. And he basically brought me to reality and said, someone will smash your window and grab your bag if they want to. So for me, this adds another really nice safety and security feature, especially to females driving on their own. It really is great, even for the kids, the nappy bags, they're not on the floor. If you've got muddy floors from a dog walk, you know, your personal belongings really can be kept clean. One thing that I would say about the back of the car though is the sun visor does not reach all the way to the back, which can kind of give it a bit more of a darker feel. You don't have any of the fancy cool LED lights that the front has. So it does have a bit more of a darker, cozier maybe feel to the back. You do have good windows. They are quite a nice size. So they do allow for ample lighting to come in. However, they are tinted, allowing for that more cozy, darker feature. But I quite like that. I like the sense of security, especially if I have children in the car. I do think that it is a nice feature to have in comparison to, you know, the standard windows that you're used to in a car. Now, one thing to consider with any EV is home charging. You don't want to be the person scrambling for a public charger at 2 a.m. Seriously, waking up to a fully charged car is like starting your day without a full cup of coffee. It just makes everything easier. And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, plug-in stations. The team at Plug-in Stations are experts when it comes to EV charger installations. Whether you're getting your first EV charger or adding an additional EV charger to your home, they make the whole process smooth and stress-free. From helping you pick the right charger to a quick and tidy installation, they've got you covered. So if you're looking to make the leap into home charging, check them out at plugin-stations.com. Coming over to the rear of the car, you have a great feature, one of my favorites. You can hold down the button on the keys and your boot will automatically open. This is great if you are carrying bags, you have a pram, you have children. It's just so convenient, and honestly, I think that's a really nice touch on the car. Coming over to the boot, there is ample room, there is so much space. We have a huge bag in here today, and you could still have so much more stuff in here. The seats, they fold down, which really allows for a flat surface for you to put extra things in, suitcases and camping equipment if we're going on the road. Whatever suits you, this car really does have the capacity and it's adaptable, which is brilliant. If we take out the bag that we have, I can show you to under the boot. Down here, you have even more room. You can put things that are slightly higher in height to make sure you have the ability to, you know, really have this car work for you. In the beneath storage, you have your EV charging cable. Thanks to our sponsors, Plug-in Stations, for today's video. And you have another great EV charging head to be adaptable. The one thing I must say, the key does not automatically close the boot for you. You do have to manually press the button, but that's not really an inconvenience. And if I take you to the front of the vehicle, I can show you some extra storage that the car has for you. So if we open the front bonnet, it automatically opens. So you're not fiddling with the stick to support it, none of that. And you have a cool little feature here where you can have some additional storage. So maybe your AA book, if you have your breakdown cover, anything like that that you don't want readily available in the car, it has that additional little bit of feature, which I think is perfect. First aid kit, anything like that that you need, your key emergency essentials can all go straight in here. And it just closes, effortless. So to charge your car, you have the port at the front. You have your dials, which shows you your charging capacity. Once you're fully charged, they shine green. You have your type 1 and your type 2 charging features. And just like that, you can plug in with the help of our friends at Plug-in Stations and get on your way. Super great feature. The only thing with it being at the front means you always need to park nearest to the charger. There's no side charging for an extra long charging cable. However, it's not the worst feature in the world. Let's get a bit fiddly this. And just like that, off you go. If you're at a supermarket and you have cars either side of you, and you know, it's a little bit tight on the side, you can't quite open the door, you can't get out. Such a cool feature. You just, with the control, you can move your car on its own. And just like that, super easy, and now you can get in your car. Looking at the Kia Niro, the exterior is a really lovely car. The grey Pantone is lovely. The alloy wheels are quite sharp. They look really mean and aggressive, and they have some nice features going on. Nice little features down over here for the windows. You've got, again, your tints on the windows. Really nice LED lights for the brakes. Really neat, really sleek, really classic. You don't feel like there's any big bulgy lights. Nothing really coming out of the car. It all looks really nice. All the LEDs. You've got the strip light at the back. It's just a really nice car. The drive so far is quite nice, actually. Feels very smooth. Now I can see it better than when we was parked up, but it has like a virtual dash. It looks like it's in the middle of the road. It feels very futuristic, but I can see my speed limit. I can see the speed that I'm going. And that's cool. Something that I'm always thinking is, what is the speed limit and what speed am I going? And then I panic. So it is really nice just to see that right there. So you constantly know that where you should be. You avoid getting any tickets. It feels very smooth. I feel like I've got good control on the pedals. And you can also adjust your brake intensity, if that's the right word. So if you want to have a more firm brake or easier, you can do that. But the way it's set right now is nice. Driving this compared to the MG, this actually feels a lot bigger. It feels a feel a bit more risen. Although it's not like a 4x4, I do feel like it's a bigger, meaner, chunkier car, which is better than the MG. Actually, thinking about it now, felt really kind of low and a lot smaller than this, which I definitely am preferring this at the minute. Kia's offering a 7-year or 100,000 mile warranty on the battery, which is reassuring. After about 8 to 10 years, you might see maybe 10 to 20% reduction in battery capacity, but it's still usable. And Kia's battery tech has proven to be reliable over time. I think the Kia Niro is a nice option because it has lots of premium features. I don't feel like they've cut any corners on the interiors. It feels very high spec, feels premium, it's very nice. They haven't cut any corners in terms of the luxury of the seats and the interiors. The price mark, I would say it's probably, most EV cars are quite expensive at the moment. I think they're trying to drive down the prices, but for where this is sat in the market, I actually feel like it's a really great one. It's quiet, you could charge. It's got the Type 2, Type 1 options for your charging. I would drive this car to go out day to day, long distance, short distance. I actually think this car is way nicer than the MG. I think it's not, oh, wrong mode. Sorry. It's not too expensive compared to some other some other electric cars. I don't think it's a win-win. But what can you expect in the real world driving? Well, I found that it comfortably delivers around 250 to 300 miles depending on how and where you're driving. City driving, smooth roads, you'll be closer to the upper end. Motorways, expect a bit less. But for most people, that's more than enough for a day's commute or a weekend away. Finally, what's it like in real world conditions? Comfortable and quiet on the motorway with a smooth ride and solid performance. One feature I love is the vehicle to load capability, meaning you can power external devices straight from the car's battery. Great for camping trips if that's what you're into, or if you just need to charge your laptop on the go. So there you have it. That's my take on the Kia Niro. If you're looking for a stylish, high-tech, performance-orientated EV, then this is the car for you. Thanks for watching our video today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below of what you guys would like to see next. Any questions you have on EV cars or charging at home, let us know in the comments below.